Everything comes to go. Everything appears and then disappears. Nothing is permanent except concepts of consciousness. Nothing else is permanent. The only permanent thing about you is your consciousness. And Barker said that's going to be around for another billion years. And I thought, oh my goodness. I haven't heard too many people talk about afterlife and science of mind, but he said, your consciousness is going to be around for another billion years. And he says, you'll know it, by the way. You'll be aware of it. And you'll say, what am I doing here? And what am I doing over there? And he says, when you get there, you'll know it. You will be as you are here. He says, because the only permanence about the individual is his or her consciousness. That is eternal. Everything else isn't eternal. Everything else will pass in the way of the world. Everything. Then he was thinking of the building where he was doing his lesson. He said, now this lovely building, which is somewhat new, I don't know. He says, maybe in 100 years ago, it won't be here. He says, I won't be here, so I don't really much care whether it is or it isn't. He says, but maybe sometime in the next 500 years, this building will be torn down and they'll build another one. Anything else here? He said, spirit is that which creates out of itself. Soul is a law of cause and effect, and body is a world of form. So now let's individualize it. He says we have thousands of years of theological thought, reminiscing about certain questions, one of which is, what is the soul of man? And he repeated it, what is the soul of man? And there were so many speculations. And he said it all got cleared up for us New Thought people around the year 1900. Said it didn't clear it up for them, the old systems with dogma, but it cleared it up for us. He says, because the old systems of dogma are still worried about the soul. Often, I tell you, Ernest Holmes, who found religious science, every once in a while, like all of us, we're stopped on the street by a little old lady or someone saying, are you saved? And he said, no, I've never been saved, and I've never been lost. So, of course, the lady, he said, would shake her head, probably thinking, here's another unsaved person going to hell. He said, now, individually, Thomas Troward, one of our great writers, plus Ernest Holmes, who followed, cleared up the whole thing for us. The soul is one thing, and it's very clear, and it's very different. It's your subconscious mind which acts as a law of cause and effect.